Hey guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Today I'm starting a 4-day trip. This morning was already a little eventful, uneventful sort of thing. Once again, impossible to get an Uber. Some friends and one of them who actually drives for Lyft said that yep, that most Uber drivers are on unemployment because they're getting more money, on unemployment than they are driving. So that might be an explanation. We're going to Chicago in this leg. I'm a chaser, as you know, and we have 179 people booked on a flight that holds 182 passengers. So I see other airlines saying, oh, our flight loads are real low. Well, not ours. All right, I'll see you in Chicago. Hey guys, all right, this is the world's longest jet bridge. I've been walking for a while, and I still have a ways to go. Yeah, that leg was not bad. It was a little long. It felt longer than 3 hours and 25 minutes. It felt like more like 5 hours, but good crew. Most of our guests were great. Still had to struggle. Yeah, I'm still walking down the jet bridge. It's a long jet bridge. It was kind of a struggle to get one or two of our guests to keep their masks on. It was a little frustrating. And we had one guest and her little boy try to get up. Literally the moment we touched down, we were still like moving like 180 miles an hour, you know, and she gets up with her little boy to go to the bathroom. Not good. All right, hello. All right, I finally got to the plane. I'll see you guys in, where are we going? New Orleans. Oh my God. Hey guys, hi. So I'm a very silly boy. I came in the room, unpacked everything, and I did a little room tour. I filmed a little room tour, chatted for a minute, and then I realized after watching the clip that I had inadvertently captured the room phone, the front of it, for a while, showing you my Hot Logic Mini and all that, which I'll show you in a moment. But the hotel address was all over the phone. I'm like, ugh, I can't keep that. And I don't know how to edit that little blur, so I'm like, whatever. So I filmed it again, and then I realized upon watching that I had taken my pants off. It's the first thing I do when I get in my hotel room is take my pants off. I hate wearing pants, and it doesn't sound good. And so after filming that little clip, I realized I was reflected in the window and in the mirrors, and I'm like, not good. My underwear are cute, but you really don't want to see them, right? So let's do this again. I want to show you a quick room tour, and I'll chat with you guys about this last leg. All right, so here is one of two beds. My socks aren't blown off by having two beds. Some people get very excited, but this is something that is crucial, vital to bring with you on layovers. It's an extension cord, as you can see. It got 3 plugs and 2 outlets for USB cords. There are a couple outlets in the room, but they're all taken up by lamps. That's the only one that is available that's not being used by a lamp or an alarm clock. So this is good. I would not leave it overnight charging because that could be a fire hazard. But for now, it's going to be heating up my Hot Logic Mini. I put a packet of hot sauce on the phone so you don't see the address. You can see it's midnight. My van time tomorrow is 1. So I've got 13 hours to eat, get a good night's sleep. I've got some pot stickers in my Hot Logic Mini. I've got some peanut butter and some animal crackers to kind of tide me over until this heats up. It should be done in maybe 20 minutes or so. There's my other bed. Here's the first place I was reflected the first time. There is my view. It's a parking garage. It will not be improved by daylight. So there you go. Little bed, little chair, my suitcase. I love these little shoes. I found them under my bed. I love these. I got these at Primark in Boston like 2 or 3 years ago. The refrigerator, it's nice to have one, but it's hot inside. I don't know how it's possible, but it's warmer inside than the room. And I can't figure out which way to turn the knob to get it to go cold. So I have my food in here in my lunch bag. If you watch my last video, you'll see that my freezer blocks, my ice blocks in there were frozen after about 13 hours. And so what I did, and this is one of my favorite things to have, it's something else I would suggest having in your lunch bag. These are 4.5 or 5 quart plastic Ziploc bags from IKEA. And I filled this, and if you know how big my lunch bag is, it's huge. That's a lot of ice. So I know that my food will stay cold until tomorrow, and I can just change the ice if I have to. I made some food in my Instant Pot, which I'll make it again, so maybe I'll show you that meal at some point, but it's yummy. It's a pasta sauce with a lot of cheese and goodness. Little coffee station, lamp. It's the same room as I was in last week, but it's just much nicer, mostly because the wall isn't the color of poop. The bathroom is great. It's got a huge vanity, which makes me very happy. So I'm using a couple things for the first time. First off, a friend sent me this. I think it was Amy, but a friend sent me this. It is a portable hot water kettle, and it squishes down to this big. It literally is this big, but it pops up, and I'm going to be boiling. I've used it once, but I'm going to use it tonight to boil some water. Teamy, this company here, right there, Teamy, if you know my channel, you know I love their tea. Well, they sent me some more products, and I didn't pay for them. They sent me them just to try them out, but it's called Teamy Restore. They sent me this, and this is supposed to be, it is vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, citric acid, natural orange juice flavor, stevia, ginger root extract, and turmeric root. This is supposed to kind of allow you to have a restorative sleep. So it's not like melatonin, but it's supposed to kind of encourage a healthy night's sleep or something like that. I don't know. But they sent this to me, and being that it is very hard for me to get to sleep on my layovers, I'm hoping this does something. It would be nice. So I'm going to try that tonight. You're supposed to put 2 teaspoons with some boiling water, and since I have this, I'm going to use this. They also sent me a mask. This is a clay mask. It uses bentonite and kaolin clay in addition to lemongrass and matcha tea and stuff like that. So I'm going to try this. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. One thing I like about their skincare, and I don't use a lot of their skincare, but they have literally a best buy date on the bottom. Isn't that great? How often does their skincare have an expiration date? Never. So you never know. And the way I hold on to stuff, I mean, sometimes I have things forever. It's nice to have that date on there. And you've probably seen me use this in the past video. It's their scrub. I love it. I've probably used it a dozen times, and the jar is still probably half full. I love it. So that was one of my favorite things. I'm hoping to like the mask. This seems sort of strange to me, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there. And if you look, let's see if you can get, hi again. Oh, not good light. Look, can you see how kind of my skin looks? I don't know. Does it look? Oh, it looks like it's got a wrinkle from my mask, but my skin feels sort of glowy, and really oily, and I'm not sure if I like it. They sent me, Teamy sent me another product. It's a skincare oil called Soothe. It's supposed to, it has lavender and sage and stuff like that, but it's an oil, and I used it for about a week. The first 3 days, it was fine, and then I broke out like all over the place. Like my forehead was just real minor breakout, but I don't usually have breakouts, so it was devastating. So I was not happy, and I just attacked my face with like napalm, that scrub, my clarifying lotion by Clinique, and I got rid of the little minor breakout, and that's almost all gone now. But I've continued using the oil, and I don't break out. I'm not breaking out right now, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. But I'll let you guys know what I think about that after using it for a little bit longer. I'm looking for a new skincare product because I'm almost out of my current moisturizer, so I'll try it. So that's the room. And those are some products I'm going to try on this layover. This last leg of the day was easy. It was great. My crew was amazing. The lead was fantastic. We had laughs from beginning to end. Just a great, great time. Our flight attendant in back, C, this is her first. She graduated from her last training class before this whole pandemic thing started. So she's probably flying her third or fourth trip. And she is uncommonly nice. If you look at her, she looks like a Christmas card angel, just like unbelievably nice. She's so sweet. The only hair in the fly in the ointment, the hair in the ointment, whatever, was this one group of guys that gave her a lot of hassle. They swore at her. They were just really incredibly rude. She asked them to do one very simple thing, and they lost their minds on her. Later on, they were caught by B, our flight attendant B, drinking their own alcohol, and quite a bit of it. So they were the only challenges on the flight. Otherwise, everyone was great. Pretty much everyone wore their mask. We did have to remind people a few times. A lot of kids on board, super duper, a lot of children on board tonight. So we had 179 people booked the first leg of tonight, and we had 150 people booked on the second leg tonight, and all of them showed up. So I keep looking at other flight attendants and hearing them talk about their loads being super light. Like, you know, like I had 30 or 40 people on my plane. I'm like, that's crazy, because our planes are almost completely full. But, you know, we'll see what happens, because Las Vegas, the governor is closing the bars again. So things are closing down again. Casinos and pools and stuff are still open, but we'll see for how long. But because the bars are closed, I don't know what's going to happen to tourism for the next few weeks, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, so my pot sticker should be done. I'm going to eat. I'm going to watch some YouTube and then crawl into this bed onto it because it's like a rock. We'll see what happens. I might do that mask before I go to bed. We'll see. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye. Hey guys, hi. So I am deadheading from New Orleans to Fort Lauderdale, and then I have a turn from Fort Lauderdale to Raleigh, Durham, and then, you know, back to Fort Lauderdale. I got 17 hours here, well, there in Fort Lauderdale, so I'll be sleeping most of that time. Yeah, should be uneventful. It's a beautiful day here in New Orleans. Not too humid, nice and hot. I did hear of a good friend, I'd say a friend, who was just tested positive. So I am doubling up my mask. I have my NK95 mask here, and this is the fabric mask that work gave me. Right. I'll see you guys. Hey guys, hi. I thought I heard my crew. So I've been on board here. I thought I was running late, but I wasn't. I've been on board the... Oh, my crew's here! Hey! I'm sorry to yell, my crew. Hi! I know. Hi. Hi, how are you? Where have you guys been? My crew's here. I'll talk to you later. Alright guys, so we'll be boarding in a moment. We have 44 passengers going from Raleigh, Durham to Fort Lauderdale. Oh, we're boarding in a sec. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, all right, so I made it to the room in Fort Lauderdale. This is definitely one of my favorite hotels that we actually stay in. It's not the most luxuriant hotel, but the rooms are fantastic. I think I've given you a tour of this before, but I definitely want to give you a quick tour of the hotel room. This is not indicative of how much I love this room.
this background is not too hot, but I think you'll agree with me. The room is pretty fantastic. The day was long. We had a very long day today. It shouldn't have been as long as it was for some reason, but I deadheaded from, where was I? New Orleans to Fort Lauderdale. I thought I was running late, but I was on time, thank goodness. I got to my plane, and my crew was late. My crew was delayed like 40 minutes. Their flight from San Juan was delayed, so they got there late. We got our safety checks done, all that stuff. The flight to Raleigh it could have been easier. It could have been a lot easier. Almost everyone was fantastic, which is always the case. I have to say, I love our guests. I think, you know, I work for a ultra low cost carrier, and I just love my job. I love my company, and I love our guests. I think for the most part, our guests are fantastic. You know, they're real, everyday people, no pretense, just great people. You treat them with respect and some love, and it's easy. That all went out the window for a few minutes. We had this one family, led by the father, the patriarch of this little family, was a mask rebel, and just they all wore their face coverings to get on the plane, and you know, we require them to wear their face coverings during the flight. If you're going to eat or drink, certainly take the mask off. It's easier to eat that way, but please, pop it back on when you're finished. And this one father led his family in rebellion, and it just made for a really awkward time. I asked them to put their face coverings back on twice, and they put them on, and then the minute I turned, they took them down, because I walked right by, to go back up to my jump seat, and their masks are already off seconds after I asked, very nicely. I asked a couple times, I'm not the police. It's not my job to force anybody, but for everyone's safety and well-being, I'm going to ask you to put your masks on. And we made the one or two announcements that we're supposed to make over the PA. And I didn't do it like a dozen times, but you can already hear my tempo and my voice changing. It was very frustrating. I probably would have decided here and at that point to pick my battles. Just, I can't, it's not going to happen. You're not going to do it because I'm forcing you to. But everyone around them, because sometimes guests like to tell on each other, he's doing something wrong, look over there, and it just seems every time I walked through there, somebody around them were like, and they're trying to ask me basically to ask this family to put their masks on, their face coverings, and it just escalated beyond what it had to be, to a point where it wasn't as bad as like what you see on YouTube and Facebook, all those Karens at Costco, but it got almost there. It did get to a point where he was escalating and getting really aggressive, yelling at me that this is the worst airline in the country. It should have gone down and blah, blah, blah. No one likes this airline. And meanwhile, we only have three empty seats on the entire aircraft, right? So, all right. I'm never flying this airline again. And of course, we're going to see you next week. So why are you doing this? But it really did color that whole flight. The flight back to Fort Lauderdale was super easy, ridiculously easy. We had 44 passengers on board. One of them was the most precious little baby you've ever seen in your life. He was just the most precious little baby. My ovaries were like, oh man, I want a baby. And we had one of our guests was a former American Airlines flight attendant for like 40 years, and she was just a treat to talk to. So the flight coming back was great, and my crew was fantastic. My crew was fantastic. One young man was formerly from Vegas, and he's a treasure. He's so cute. And the other guys that I flew with were just a lot of fun. So it shouldn't have been a long day, but holy gosh, it was just a really long day. And I'm glad it's over. My van time is 4:30 tomorrow. I have a 5:30 show. But even though the airport is around the corner from the airport, I never know what's going to happen. There could be some sort of breakdown. I could be randomed. Whatever happens. So I'd like to give myself a little extra time to get to the gate, especially when I'm traveling by myself as a chaser. If I'm traveling with a whole crew, I'll bend to their whims. Unless they want to take the last shuttle possible, then I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going to the airport a little early. Let me give you a quick room tour, because I love this room. And yeah, let's do that. So there is one bed, and then there's 2 beds. You know, I don't care if I have 1 or 2 beds. It's nice to have 2, I guess, but as you know, I set my little electronic stuff up. One of the first things I do when I get in the room, besides take off my clothes, is charge my work device, just so I know that it's charged. We have to have it charged to a minimum of 90% when we start our day, and I just wouldn't want to start my day going, oh, I forgot to charge my device. So that's the first thing I do. The bathroom, look at this bathroom. Oh my goodness, huge vanity. I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do the mask tonight. I think I showed you this yesterday. I won't use the scrub. The shower is a big giant step-in shower. Love it. I love the color of the walls. Hello. Big built-in thing, and the TV swivels, turns around so you can watch it in bed. I don't watch TV typically, so I won't be using it, but little desk area. This little seating area is great. And hello, if you're a flight attendant, you know how much, I mean, how much do I love this? This is like 10 times better than my kitchen. I would certainly live here. This is actually around the same size as my studio. And there's a little telephone desk here. I don't know what that's here for, but I really love this room. This is the place I would live in an apartment like this if I didn't have the cats, of course. But so I am going to eat a big fat meal, even though it's midnight. I'm probably going to stay up a little bit late because it is really, to my body, it's really only 9 o'clock at night. And so I'm going to stay awake for a couple hours, eat, watch some YouTube, and then hit the sheets. Tomorrow, my goal is to spend a little while looking at the bid package, because bids come out tomorrow morning. So I know that we have 190 voluntary time off slots available in August. I'm not taking one, and we only have like 203, I think, hard lines. So I'm praying I get a line, because I really can't be on reserve again. I cannot do that. All right, so I will see you tomorrow. Toodaloo. What do you think? Is it my color? Yeah. So I'm using the Teamy Detox Mask. It feels a little strange. It feels kind of sparkly, like not quite tingly. There's no tingle, but there's a little something. I don't know what it is. It feels a little tingly. I don't notice menthol or anything like that on the ingredient list, like eucalyptus. Nothing that would typically make my skin feel tingly or sparkly. But there's some strange sensation. It almost feels kind of, not numbing, but there's something of a sensation. I'm not sure I like it, but I'm going to leave it on for about 10 or 15 minutes. I just put it on and see what happens. I'm going to jump in the shower. I'm going to use my Teamy scrub. I haven't used that in probably a week. And then just to make sure I have all this mask off of my face. I always have the idea that clay masks are going to leave clay or, stuff in my pores. So after a mask, I really go in and scrub vigorously. Then I'm going to have a cup of tea and then start getting ready for work. Today is a Raleigh-Durham turn. I'll end up back in Fort Lauderdale, but not in this hotel, unfortunately. And I don't think it's a very good hotel, but it's a short layover, so no worries. All right, so I will see you later. Shh,
Don't tell anybody, they're not uniform compliant. I love my socks. All right, guys, hi. So I'm in the Fort Lauderdale airport. I left the room a little early because I was just bored. I wasn't doing anything in my room, so I took an early shuttle, got here, and then I noticed the place where I like empanadas. If you're in the G gate, it's across from G9. There's a great place for empanadas. So I got in line, I don't know, 4:30? It is about 5 minutes of 5. And I just got empanadas. It was just like, oh my God. One sec, all right, so like the people in front of me, they're like, hi, can I order, do you have, could I get a coffee? Sure, what size? Well, what sizes do you have? Small, medium, large. I'll do a small. Well, what does a medium look like? You know, do you have cream or sugar? Yes. Oh my God, I was gonna die. I was gonna implode on myself. Oh my God, it took probably about 40 minutes to stand in line to get 2 chicken empanadas. They are that good. They're worth standing in line for, but I almost lost my mind. waiting in that line, oh my goodness. So I have about a half hour before I have to be at my gate. So I'm gonna sit down, have, I did buy 2 guava empanadas as well, so I'm gonna eat one of the guava thingamajigs. And then head to Raleigh. I hope everyone's wearing their masks. I'm smiling, can you tell? Hey guys, hi. So I'm in Raleigh. I'm enjoying my second of my chicken empanadas from Fort Lauderdale. 2 of my crew members have stepped off to charge their phones. And there's nothing really to grab at the airport here. Everything's pretty much closed. But the flight here was easy. No challenges, super great. It was an hour and 48 minutes, I think. We had 181 people booked. We had 160 something actually on board. Lots of beautiful children. The whole plane was just sprinkled with gorgeous little babies. It was great. What else? I think that's it. Really, nothing to write home about except these empanadas are delicious. So I'm gonna sit back, relax, and I will see you back in Fort Lauderdale. Hey guys, how are ya? So I'm in my room in Fort Lauderdale. Let's do a little room tour, shall we? Ta-da! Yeah, that's it. I am not in the mood. The room isn't fantastic. It's nice in that it's very simple. You can see behind me, it looks very Scandinavian, but I'm tired, uncommonly tired, and I really didn't do anything. The day, we had 2 legs, 2 hours apiece, piece of cake, no real struggles, but I'm wiped out. I got an owie. I kind of hurt myself. It doesn't look very dramatic. I'm gonna show you a picture. If you don't like little owies, don't look away, okay? Here it is. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's like boom, boom, boom. With every heartbeat, I feel this little throb. So at our galley up in front, we've got the counter right in front of us. And on the right-hand side, there's a little grate with little circles that kind of looks like a cheese grater. Yeah. So I was just moving something and I dragged my fingertip across one of the holes and my fingernail got stuck in it, but my hand kept going. So it tore my fingernail into my my nail bed, and it's just, ooh, it is an owie, and I hate little owies. I have suffered greater things than this, but I'll live. So I just finished dinner. I ate 2 packages because I was starving of these little Barilla ready-made pastas. I do have, it says you have to microwave it for 60 seconds. I microwave it for almost 2 minutes. I put a little bit of water in the bag because it's always too dry. I had some of the Barilla pesto. When I buy this when it's on sale, I buy like 6 of them. And I used my little, this is a collapsible silicone dog bowl. Say what you want, I use a dog bowl. It's really super handy, cleans up easy, takes up this much space in my bag.
And right now, I'm gonna plug in my little, there's the brand, my little electric kettle. The body of it is silicone. This collapses down, and you just hit this little button, bink, right there. And I'm gonna boil some water super quick. I found an ancient, this is 3 years old, it has to be. Sweet Dreams tea bag. I'm gonna make some tea, a little bit of honey, and then crawl into bed because I'm just uncommonly tired. I don't know why I'm so beat, but so I got to the airport here in Fort Lauderdale. I called the driver. He said, oh, you know, are you outside? I said, no, but I'll be out there in like literally 2 minutes. Because all you have to do is go down an escalator, out a door, and to the right-hand side. It's super easy. And apparently he had just pulled away when I called. So he said, I'll be back in 5 minutes. His 5 minutes was about 15 for me, and I was just not loving it. But got to the room, unpacked a little bit. I'm doing nothing. I'm gonna have a cup of tea, watch a little YouTube, and then crawl into bed. Excuse me. My show time tomorrow, my van time is 11:30. My show time isn't until 12:49, and the airport is around the corner. But things happen to me. I get stuck. Weird things happen. So I figured I'm gonna get a super early shuttle. I'll get to the airport. If my little place for empanadas is open, I'll buy some empanadas. God knows it took me 45 minutes to buy them this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. And then tomorrow, I deadhead to Houston. I have a 4-hour, I think in 3-minute sit, so I get a day room, a hotel room. So I'll get on the shuttle, go to the hotel, just to relax for a couple hours when I'm not in the airport, then make my way back to the airport. It's kind of a hassle, honestly, for a 4-hour sit. I might not even go to the hotel. We'll find out tomorrow. And then I work a leg from Houston to Las Vegas. So how long have I been talking since I pushed that button for my hot water? Not very long, right? And you can see it's already steaming. And you can see it's boiling. And it shuts off automatically when it finishes boiling. Really, it's really well constructed. Like the lid's all metal. It's really well constructed. It has become, in a very short time, I'm sorry for the mist, a very important thing for me to bring with me. I've used it every day on this trip, and I've used it a few times on my last trip. So it has become a big, big win for me. So my Hot Logic Mini, my Gourmet hot water kettle, that was a gift, thank you very much, and my Teamy Mix-It blender. I did not bring my blender with me today. I didn't bring any fruit. But those 3 things have become like my kitchen that fits in my rollerboard. Love it. It's like, I don't know how anyone was a flight attendant like in decades past. What did you have? You had nothing but a pager. All right, so I'm going to have some tea, relax, try to get into bed, and try to get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow shouldn't be very taxing, but we'll see. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, I'm an hour early before my show. I got to the airport here. I got my empanadas, which I'm gonna eat now. And you know, it's like there were only 3 people online, so it was super quick, but 2 of them are wearing their mask down here. I'm like, you can wiggle into those skinny jeans, but you can't put a mask over your nose? I don't understand. You can get into those like leggings, but you can't put a mask over your nose. I don't get it. I don't. All right, rant over. Hey guys, hi. So I'm on my Deadhead to Houston. The plane is oversold by 5. Not good. Well, great for us, because you know we're busy, so hopefully that'll stop furloughs and things from happening. But yeah, oversold by 5 from Fort Lauderdale to Houston. Then I have a 4-hour sit in a hotel room, and then on to Vegas. Can't wait to see the cats. This is the longest I've been away from them in 3 months, something like that. The weather is gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? It's a real traditional
Real traditional Florida rainstorm. All right, I'll see you in Houston. All right, made it to Houston. Now I gotta find my hotel shuttle. I have about 4.5 hours here in Houston. That includes the time it takes to get to the shuttle, to the hotel, and then back. So we'll see if it's worth it. Hey guys, hi. So I'm in my hotel room here in Houston for my long sit. I have this exact same trip next week. It's exactly the same trip with the same sit. And next year, I'm not taking advantage of this hotel. It was just honestly too much of a hassle to, you know, get off my Deadhead, get to the shuttle, wait for the shuttle. The shuttle had to drive. He drove almost to the hotel and then drove all the way back to the airport for no reason. There was no one to pick up. And when we finally got back here, it was like 40 minutes into my 4-hour sit. And that 4-hour sit also includes boarding time for the next flight, right? So, you know, all in all, I got about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half here at the hotel, which isn't really time for much. So I did eat a little bit. I looked at my bid package. Our bids opened up today. And that's it. So next week, rather than go through all of this hassle to sit in a hotel room for an hour and a half, I'm just going to stay at the airport because this just seemed like way too much work. Do I sound ungrateful? I sound ungrateful. I'm very grateful for our contract and the little things like these hotel rooms, these day rooms we get if we have long sits. Anything over a 4-hour sit, I get a hotel room for the sit, and I do have to share that with a member of the same gender if I'm in a crew of more than one person. I'm not. So the room is mine, but all mine. If I were here, if the sit were over 5 hours, the room would just be mine no matter who was on my crew. But blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm tired. And all I did was Deadhead here. I don't know. I got some caffeine in my bag. I will see you in the airport in Houston or when I get home in Vegas. Bye. See you soon. Hey there. Hi there. Ho there. So I am on the plane here in Houston. I'm here about a half hour before my crew is supposed to show up, so that's fine. That's fine. I typically take a shuttle from the hotel an hour before my check-in time because things happen. I got randomed, all sorts of craziness happened. So I chose to get here early, and I went right through KCM, right through the airport, right to my plane, which had just shown up. Cleanings have just gotten off, and that's it. Nothing, no great shakes. I keep threatening to cut my hair because I desperately need a haircut. Look at this and look at that. I am desperate for a haircut. So tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to give myself a little bit of a trim because this is a little crazy. I cannot wait. Can I tell you? I want this COVID-19 stuff to just pass just so everyone is safe again. But the other reason is I can't wait to grow my beard back. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, stop looking. Don't look. Oh, this is the only thing I hate about getting older. All right. I'll see you guys in Las Vegas. Well, I missed my bus home, but I made a little friend. You know, I carry animal crackers with me for a snack, and I'm sharing it with Frank. I named him Frank. I feed pigeons too, yes. Hey guys, how are ya? So I am back home, as you can probably guess. I've been home just long enough to take off my uniform pieces, give the cats their treats, clean out their litter boxes because they were, I got a cat here on my nose. The cats were very productive, shall we say. This last leg of the trip, you know, I was going to give you a synopsis of the trip, but it was just not fantastic. And I'd be tempted to go off on a rant, which wouldn't be productive or helpful or useful, any of that. And it all revolves around the use or the non-use of a face covering. Something simple that might save somebody else's life. And I would just go off on a rant and it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. So I'm not going to do that. What I will do is thank you for watching. I do appreciate you guys. I ran into a few people on this trip who recognize me and know me from my videos. So it was a pleasure to meet you guys. I really do appreciate y'all. And so I'm going to spend a little time with Buddy because he's very mad at me. I'm going to try and find Eleanor. She's a little skittish tonight. And then spend some time with Claire as well. She's eternal. She's unchanging. She's just always sweet. Buddy's a little mad. And Eleanor is like, who are you? I guess I've been gone for a couple of days. Thank you for watching. I hope you had, I hope you found this video interesting or kind of fun. And I will see you in the next one. All right. Toodaloo. Bye. Oh, fly safe. I didn't say it. Fly safe. Bye.